this is the same dude I did the first time. Actually, I had Jason model a little bit more as I was noodling around trying to figure out the whole webinar thing. So what I'll do is actually just do a really super quick model. I'm not going to actually describe a whole lot of it, but I'm only going to do the head. So I'm actually going to just bust out a simple model for, not for the sake of clean mesh, whatever. I find people's anal retentive nature with how clean a mesh is bringing into to Zbrush kind of silly. Some of my shortcuts are a little bit jacked up. So really just picking out some really generic important points, doing connections, dropping those next important point, like the next most important point, peak and valley, making sure I get a couple really notable shapes. I'm actually going to move this down. And again, I'm not trying to make this that masterpiece sub-D model that you see crazy man's doing. This is entirely intended to be a mesh that I sculpt on. There's nothing here that's going to be something to write home to mama about. So, hey, watch your mouth over there. So really, the only thing that I'm going to try and be mindful of is getting the most important shapes. So in this case, I want the eye socket to be a little bit more pronounced when I actually model it, because I'm going to try and sculpt in that eye a little bit. So pull this back to the front, and then drop these new points into where the eye is going to be. And none of this is going to be, you're not going to see this model materialize as a sweet dragon until well after I start doodling in ZBrush. I like to use constrain edges as much as possible just to keep things a little bit neater than not. More neat than not, I guess. Not neater than. Use your words, Joe. Ooh, I guess it's bad in Max. It's probably just the way it draws, and also that I click really fast. I do when I'm in Max. I've shortcut around a lot, so I'll try and get out of here as quick as possible, or fast as possible, for sanity's sake. Sorry, guys. If you can cope for a little bit, that'd be awesome. So it seems like Jay, I'm gonna have to like try and skip Max as much as possible, because it's gonna, like, just the way that I work is clicky. You know, like I scoot around really fast, so yeah, and I don't think that's gonna get picked up very well. I am recording this with Camtasia, so it maybe will be a little bit better if you guys care to actually see what I was doing. But frankly, like I said before, this is not, the stuff I'm doing in Max is not rocket science. It's all, like, I'm feeling pretty okay with sculpting on this in a second here, so. Yeah. You're a deal. Yeah, so, alright, I'm about ready to just dump this. I'm going to put a quick neck on just to have a little bit of extra geometry over here, but I'm not going to sculpt this part, so. Yeah, it's into that. Hey Amber, how do you feel about a little jam box over there? Oh, she can make the jam box happen. She's got the technology. Alright, great. So here's a pretty garbagey model that I would never want to see anybody else hand me, but because I'm sculpting it, I don't really give two shits. I'm alright right now. And I'm rolling over a cord, I think. But is these fists? Alright, well whatever. This is totally, you know, there's enough garbage here that I would clean out, but you guys dealt with us digging around in Max last time, so I'm just gonna mesh smooth it, and I'm actually gonna send it over to Zbrush. Zbrush as it's a regional thing, is all. Hey, thanks for the jams, by the way, guys. I'm enjoying. I'm back to. So I only actually have one. I just have my Cintiq here, so I'm gonna just go to town with the one. Oh, it keeps running away from me. Too big. So I stress a lot when I'm sculpting, when I go to sculpting with my class, couple things. One is that none of this is final. Similar to my model here, I'm not trying to make a sub-D model. I'm trying to make something that's going to hold the shape of what I need when I start sculpting.